Hello, America. My name doesn't really matter, and as you can tell, I'm a white boy. I got some ink. I was in the Army. Yes, my hoodie says king on it, because I am the king in my castle. Heard a lot of people talking trash about the police and lack of respect and things like that. How many of you who live in those depoliced zones are now having to pay money out of pocket for protection from criminals, while before you could just allow a police officer to do his job? And oh my God, the crime rates are going up everywhere that is near one of these depoliced cities. I mean, New York's recording record-breaking highs in crime. So it's LA and Chicago and man. Now I'm going to let you in on something. I was a military brat. That meant I grew up around other kids of other nationalities. Yes, I attended public school, but that's not like I grew up in one hometown with one whole home prejudice nonsense. Oh, by the way, adult warning, there will be cursing and smoking in this video. So, now that that's out of the way, I'm lighting a cigarette. Now, this goes out to white pride, Latino pride, brown pride, Black Lives Matter, and all you other racist fucking groups. We all bleed red. We're all pink under the skin level. Guess what? An African descended person is not, black skinned to the bone. All that flesh all the way down to the bone is not black. You cut them right next to a white boy in the same place, guess what? The cuts are going to look basically the same. You use the same knife and the same amount of pressure. They're both going to bleed red, black or white. And I know this is coming from a white boy. So before I go on anything about black people, let me say what white people have done recently. What have we done in America recently? Oh, we've gone along with Black Lives Matters. And this is something that really bothers me, especially as ex-military. Defacing Mount Rushmore. No. Defacing the Lincoln Monument, taking it down. What? The Lincoln Monument and Reflection Pool? That won't work, people. Especially not. I don't know why Black Lives Matter is trying to get rid of anything to do with Lincoln. He wrote the Emancipation Proclamation. And oh, by the way, for those of you dumbasses who haven't actually picked up a history book ever, the Civil War started out not about slaves. It had nothing to do with slaves. It wasn't until Lincoln saw the flagging numbers in his campaign against the South, that he had to throw some sort of extra thing in there to make other people want to join in, so he wrote the Emancipation Proclamation. That's why it came so far in his term as president, instead of right away. He didn't do it as soon as he hit office. If he had, it would have been a different story. But no. The war between the North and the South, and trust me, I've taken Wartime America. The war between the North and the South was quite literally about the states' rights to secede from the Union and form their own union. So literally what it was the southern half of the inhabited colonies in North America. Basically, let me rephrase that. Not just inhabited. White boy inhabited areas where white man actually lived in number. That was all East Coast shit. Things didn't get real until we started going out west. But that's beside the point. I let my cigarette go out. Black lives matter. White lives matter. Red lives matter. Brown lives matter. And if you find me someone purple who still bleeds red and still looks like a human other than the fact that he's purple, well, I guess I'm cool with purple people too. Because then purple lives matter to me. Everybody's lives fucking matter. And if you can't see that, you are a fool. I don't know how many hits this is going to get. And personally, I don't really care. But I want to say a few last things before I cut off this recording. If you have never felt a belt against your ass in discipline, you probably need it just for the learning experience. And this is not just my opinion. I've met a lot of kids that grew up the way I did, that see kids that are a next generation down threatening their parents, literally threatening their parents with calling child enforcement. And I remember when I pulled that stunt. I also remember how my parents responded. When it was me who did it, my mom said, "That's fine. You call child support. We'll have you ready for them when they get here. We'll have a bag of your clothing packed, and a bag of anything you have personally bought. Everything else is ours because we bought it. We'll get rid of it. Don't worry. You can leave." Yeah. Kind of blows out your ego attitude as a teenager when you're told, yeah, you can just go. We don't care. I rather thought it was even funnier when my sister pulled something of the same maneuver and threatened to walk out the door and run away with her boyfriend. My dad looked up from the dinner table, set down his fork, looked her directly in the eye, and said, "Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord splits you, and don't grab anything. Don't take anything but the clothes on your back." Now I know that's not fair. It sounds like a double standard, Mom was willing to give me 2 bags, 1 bag of my personal crap and 1 bag of clothing, whereas my sister was told the clothing on her back. But you got to remember, I dealt with my mom. My sister went to my father with this shit. So anyone who faces the ogre gets the ogre. Oh, and one last thing. Promote peace, love, harmony, and brotherhood and sisterhood amongst all men and women and children. And have a great day.